Hey folks, ET here, coming at you with the next part of our new crash course for trading, and that is live flow. I want to talk about a couple of things first. First off, I just want to go through the settings, things you can do. You can turn notifications on or off. You can turn your browser notifications on and off. Exclude symbols is something that I use pretty frequently. You simply click on it, add your symbols, right? Click on it, add your symbols, and then click. You could put a comma right after each one, then click add symbol. All right. So when you go to the filter, I'm going to go ahead and refresh here real quick because I didn't add anything, just to make sure. When you go to the filter, you can actually click on the button that says add symbols. Sorry, you can click on the button that says remove symbols or exclude symbols, so that will get rid of the symbols that you put in there. All right, next portion we're going to talk about is our advanced filtering. This is just putting in your min or max bid ask, premiums, and strike. Very simple, nothing too confusing there. Also for the dates, you can go and you can look back a little bit to see where flow has happened over different times, and you can choose dates further out to see that as well. All right, now we're going to get into filtering, because the first thing about our filtering is indices flow is insane. It's wild. There is too much of it. It's too hard to read, and oftentimes it is not true to what is actually happening. You see a lot of people post indices flow a lot of times, and the market goes the exact opposite direction and bags a bunch of people. We don't want to do that. So the first thing we want to do with our filter is we want to remove ETFs by clicking non-ETF. We're going to drill down a little bit here. We're going to go through a couple different scenarios. One of my favorite things to do is click bot above ask, volume over OI. All right, so that gets us a little bit out there. And I also like to do non-spreads. All right, so this is one way that we can kind of go through the filtering to determine some urgency with all of this above ask flow. So what I like to do is I like to go through here and see what exactly is getting hit, with there anything interesting going on. Like right now we see a lot of Dells there near the end of the day coming along. Dell had a very big day. Meta was getting some long slaps above ask as well going into next week. So that's an interesting look there as well. Now, I'll be honest, I don't like to see all the NVIDIA and Tesla flow. I've seen me repeat this a million times. I don't like to see all of that because technically I'm looking for something that's different than that. Sometimes I will sort all by NVIDIA or all by Tesla if I'm looking to play that, exactly what you can do by just typing in not the minus, but just that bar. So you could actually have just Tesla NVIDIA show if you want. All right, that kind of whittles it down, shows us a few less pages of live flow, some more actionable trades there. What I'm going to show you next is we're going to get rid of above ask first, because there's not a lot of above ask or repeat flow that happens. So we're going to go ahead and remove above ask for the moment. Remove above ask for the moment, and then we're going to click repeat flow. Pretty simple there. Now, next thing you know is what we're not looking for is anything that's in the money. So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to click our filter, and we're going to click OTM to remove to remove anything that's in the money and go for things that are OTM. Now we're starting to see a little bit more flow going along. We've shrunk down our pages, that is for sure, but what we're seeing now is more actionable flow, right? This is repetitive flow. One thing you don't want to do is if you see a bunch of things that are both calls and puts, right? I want to remove those as well. I want something that's clean, that shows me across the board what I'm looking at. Meta has more calls than puts, so we're just going to come up here. We're going to delete all of this. All right, and we're going to type in Meta, and we're going to take a look. Now that we've scrolled through our pages, we're going to take a look, and we're going to see what Meta looks like now. If you look at this, a lot of above ask flow for Meta going into next week. We had some obviously for Friday, so we put an X on that. We don't want to see it, but anything further dated, really, for the most part, is a call. We have this one put that's way out here, that's out of the money, very expensive as well. But look at these. These are interesting. So this becomes somewhat actionable at a certain point, all right? And we can also check to see what the Meta chart looks like through day, through week. Everything had that big red day last week, so we're aware of that. So we're now we can check its net flow, which is starting to catch some bids on the call side. You can see if there's any news on Meta to read through that might help determine, and you can go through and see if there's any insiders, buys or sells as you go along. So what we've done now is we've taken many pages, hundreds of pages full of flow that may not make any sense or may not be actionable in any way, and we've drilled it down real simply into some different tickers that actually have had some positive flow going out further than where we are right now. now and that are also just slightly out of the money, instead of seeing in the money messes. All right, that is how we navigate live flow, folks. It's that simple. It's not so complex once you take the time to drill down and get the right settings. If you want to take a look one more time for your repeat flow, this is a very good spot right here for your repeat flow. All right, and then if you don't want to use repeat flow and you want to go in with the above ask, then your above ask. I like to alternate having these two checked right here, plain and simple, and then go with that. That is all for now when it comes to live flow. Everybody have a good day and stay safe out there.